Here's the power of AI, right? And the leverage that you can create within a small business using it. So as I've mentioned, I've been building some automations, and the most recent project that I was working on is a social media content pipeline. It's specifically for Facebook posts, Instagram posts, and Google business page updates. And it is for lead generation and brand awareness. That's it. I mean, there are subcategories within both of those, like social proof, equipment spotlight, local connection. There's a few, right? And that just is sort of the angle of the post itself. But so guess what? It's up and running. It's been running for the last 3 days. All of my business social media now, unless I just decide to do a random post, sit down, do a video or something like this, is being created by this. And the leverage that I'm talking about with the AI is the fact that a year ago, I'm not saying that doing this wasn't technically possible, because it 100% was. But someone like me with no technical background in automation or coding or any of that, it was not possible. Now, I'm learning some of these things on the fly, obviously, and that's why it takes me so long to do stuff. But this automation, up to this point, I still actually have 2 more agents to build into it, but they're kind of backside agents that aren't necessary at this point. This automation has an indexer, which that is pure code. It basically, I submit source photos for the images using a Google form. They are saved in Google Drive. I fill in the metadata when I submit the image. The indexer then goes through, looks at the image, matches it to my equipment inventory, and then labels it. It takes care of all of that. Like, it makes sure that all the information that future parts or downstream agents are going to need is connected to the image, so that they know to pick a 35G picture to go along with a 35G post, right? And they don't put a trencher on there if it's talking about trenching with an excavator. They don't get confused. So the indexer runs. It runs on a schedule every morning at 2 a.m. It indexes all new images. If it's a piece of inventory, like let's say that I type the model number in wrong when I'm submitting that, it will send me a warning message. It sends me a report of what it's done, and then it will send me a warning: a new inventory item added to your inventory catalog. You need to go fill in all the descriptive information. And so I just copy paste, to the right stuff, and boom, there you have it. Once the indexer runs, then the strategist will run. It runs at 3 a.m. It looks at the content queue, which is a spreadsheet, and it looks at all of the content that is currently planned, dates, times, platform, content type, media type, all the details about the post, angles, all of that stuff. It looks at equipment that has been talked about recently, and then it builds a strategy for the next 7 days. It does this every day, so it's actually only building 1 day at a time, because the previous 6 days are already built the day before. And it chooses all of those categories that I just told you. And once it runs, the drafter runs at 4 a.m. The drafter agent comes through, looks at the post, looks at all the information, and it is working on a 36 hours ahead timetable. So if today is the 8th, then it's going to be writing posts for 9th, 10th, 11th, or 12th, whatever, 36 hours ahead. Or no, 36, it's only a day and a half, so 8th, 9th, 10th, 9th or 10th, one of them. You get the point. It's not doing today's post. It's doing tomorrow's post. And it goes through and it drafts It creates hooks. It creates the actual captions that go along with it. They follow along with the strategist angle, the equipment, all of that stuff. It basically just does what the strategist tells it to do, but it does all of the writing. Once it has done, oh, and it also creates the image because the strategist told it what type of image to create, gave it a creative hook if there's supposed to be one on top, like overlaid onto the image, all of that stuff. It sends it. I'm using 3 or 4 different things to generate the images. It does all of that. Pulls the source image, sends it over. It does what it's supposed to do, puts it back. Once the drafter has run, then the critic runs. And the critic is set on a scheduled cron job. So it runs, I think it's every 30 minutes. It's looking for something in the content queue that says awaiting approval or drafted. It pulls all of those out, and then it checks to make sure that the drafter has written everything according to the standards that I gave it. So it makes sure that the hook is an actual hook, just not some random sentence. It makes sure that the hook is the first sentence of the post. It makes sure that no sentence is longer than 18 words. There are no emojis, no exclamation points, no like bogus car salesman-y language, like we're not creating false scarcity or urgency or any of that. No like hurry, buy now kind of garbage, because that's not me. And so I guess I could have just said it makes sure that all of the posts are aligned with brand voice and formatting instructions that I gave it. And it will pass or fail those posts. If it fails a post, it will send it back to the drafter and say, do this again. Here's where you failed. Here's why you failed. And here's what you should do to fix it. Then the drafter tries again. Sometimes it wins, sometimes it loses. If it passes, then the approval card, this is not an agent, but this is code. The approval card is also running on a timer. I think it's about every hour, if I remember right. And it's looking for rows within the content queue that say awaiting approval. When it sees those, it builds an approval card that is sent to me via Slack message. I open the Slack message. I can see the entire draft post. I can see the image, and I have 4 choices: approve, reject, edit caption. No, I have 5. Edit caption, regen media, regen all. I haven't had to regen all yet. I have used edit caption, which is simple. I just hit a button and go over to the reply message, and I type in the caption that I want for that post. As soon as I send it, it takes my information, pushes it back to the content queue, and now it is ready to be pushed and published. If I hit approve, it automatically pushes it for publishing. If I hit reject, then it hard fails it. It'll try again later. And if I hit regen media, then it'll circle it back through and try to make a better picture. The publisher is also a cron job, and it's all code. It's not an agent, and all it does is it pushes all of those posts, all of the approved posts into, I use Social Boo because it's a single platform that I can post to all 3 of those platforms plus more, but I don't post to them. And it schedules the drafts on the date and time that the strategist picked. Now, I do go in Social Boo, make sure everything looks right, whatever, but I typically don't have to touch it at that point. And then I sit around and wait on the right time, and boom, I've got a social media post up. So that's how it works. Now, is it perfect? Not yet. I had some Google Business Page posts that were denied today, policy or content policy violations. Had to go in and adjust the drafter and the critic. And I mean, they were putting like my phone number inside of the post, which is against Google policy. They want you to click the call button down at the bottom. Anyways, So tweaks like that are going to be happening for a while until it is actually doing exactly what I want it to do consistently every time, but it's a lot farther than what it was a few weeks ago. A few weeks ago, I was manually posting stuff to Facebook and not on a regular basis. Now, or Instagram and Google Business Page. Like I was able to stop using the agency that I was using to manage my Google Business Page now, and I have a continuous flow of content onto my pages. So, man, that's leverage. That's what I'm talking about. Now, did it take a while? Yeah. I have no idea how many hours, but I know it took really close to 3 weeks to get to this stage. And like I said, I still have 2 more agents to write. The next agent is going to be a learning agent that looks at the post metrics, how they perform, what do my viewers tend to like and share the most, comment on, blah, save, blah, whatever. And then it's going to, based on that information, once it has enough, it's going to rewrite the strategist and continue to improve the strategist so that we're pushing out content that performs better on a continual basis, always improving the system. And then the fifth one that's going to be in there, fifth or sixth, is going to be basically the ops manager, who is not going to write anything. It's going to sit there and observe everything else that's happening. It's going to send me, like, if one of the critic tests is continually failing, once a week this thing's going to send me a report on system health, and it will flag those things, those continual failures, or whether it's soft failure, hard failure, whatever. It's going to flag, if there are timeouts on some of these API calls, and it's going to flag all that stuff for me. So then I can go in and manually improve the system without having to go in and read a bunch of system logs and all that garbage. It's going to do all that for me. And it's basically the Overwatch for the rest of the system that just simply reports to me. I don't know, kind of cool. Haven't got that part done yet. I'm sure there's going to be a large learning curve there too. But yeah, just wanted to throw that out. Small business owner, solo operator, had no real social media stuff going on. I mean, it was sporadic at best. And now I'm going to be able to, again, it's just brand awareness. I'm not trying to push sales. I'm not trying to whatever. I just want people to know that I'm here, put out useful content, hopefully that's informative about what we do, about the equipment, and just be present on social media as a business. And I'm able to do that now because of taking the time to learn AI and use it. So here you go. How me as a small business owner is leveraging AI on my own to improve my business and create efficiency and hopefully effectiveness. Till next time.